Hello, my name is Lorena Estrada, and actually, I'm going to be discussing fingerprints today. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with the second slide. Biometric identification is a breakthrough technology used to identify humans based on very unique biometric data. One of these biometric identification techniques is fingerprint recognition, which is also the most popular in the world. Several institutions, such as hospitals, schools, and banks, use fingerprint recognition for safety purposes. However, law enforcement is the most interested in fingerprints for obvious reasons. Where can you find fingerprints? Fingerprints can be found on practically any solid surface, including the human body. Analysts classify fingerprints into three categories according to the types of surfaces on which they are found and whether they are. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Fingerprints on soft surfaces such as soap, wax, wet paint, fresh chalk, etc., are likely to be three-dimensional plastic prints. Those on hard surfaces are either patent visible or latent invisible prints. Visible prints are formed when blood, dirt, ink, paint, etc. is transferred from a finger or thumb to a surface. Patent prints can be found on a wide variety of surfaces, smooth or rough, porous, such as paper, cloth, or wood, or non-porous, such as metal, glass, or plastic. Latent prints are formed when the body's natural oils and sweat on the skin are deposited onto another surface. Latent prints can be found on a variety of surfaces. However, they are not readily visible, and detection often requires the use of fingerprint powders, chemical reagents, or alternative light sources. Generally speaking, the smoother and less porous a surface is, the greater the potential that any latent prints present can be found and developed. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. There are three distinct types of fingerprint. There's the loops, whorls, and arches. And the next slide, we're actually going to be discussing each individual fingerprint. The arch. This is the rarest type fingerprint. In fact, about 5% of the world's population have this fingerprint pattern. Its lack of chords, lines, or deltas makes it unique. Within this pattern, two other subcategories emerge. There is the plain arch, continuous raised ridges from one side to the other, and there's also the tinted arch, differs from plain arch with sharper tint like ridges. Okay, and let's go ahead and discuss the whorl. This fingerprint pattern makes up about 25 to 35% of total population. Unlike the arch pattern, whorls have a core of two deltas. It's only similar to the arch in the subcategory. It has two. There is a plain whorl, unbroken circular swirl or spiral from center. And there's also the central pocket whorl. The central ridges will form a smaller inner whorl. Now let's speak about the loop. Okay, the loop. This is the most popular fingerprint pattern. Indeed, with 60 to 70% of total population have the pattern. In this loop pattern, there must be at least a single core and delta. There is the ulnar loop. The loop moves smaller towards the inner finger. The radial loop. The loop moves toward the thumb. There's also the central pocket loop. Contains two loops from different directions. Although, apart from the three main fingerprint types, there are two more that exist. Double loop whorl. With close observation, this pattern seems to contain two separate loops which surround each other from different directions. Accidental. This pattern, which doesn't match with other types listed here, fall in the category. These patterns contain two features of the tinted arch, loop, or whorl patterns. There you have it, the various fingerprint patterns in the world. As you can see, all patterns are distinct, which makes the fingerprint a valuable identification tool for investigators and other agencies. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and discuss the fingerprint analysis process. Okay, the first process to the fingerprint analysis process. Okay, so it involves assessing a print to determine if it can be used for comparison. If the print is not suitable for comparison because of inadequate quality or quantity of features, the examination ends and the print is reported as non-suitable. If the print is suitable, the analysis indicates the feature to be used in the comparison and their tolerance. The analysis may also uncover physical features such as recurves, deltas, creases, scars that help indicate where to begin the comparison. Okay. Comparisons are performed by analysts who views the known and suspect prints side by side. The analysis compares Manitou characteristics and locations to determine if they match. Known prints are often collected from persons of interest, victims, others present at the scene, or through a search of one or more fingerprint database, such as the FBI's integrated automated fingerprint identification system. Evaluation is where the examiner ultimately decides if the prints are from the same source, identification, or individualization, different sources, exclusion, or inclusive. Inclusive results may be due to poor quality samples, lack of comparable areas, or insufficient number of corresponding or dissimilar features to be certain. The last process is verification. Verification is when another examiner independently analyzes, compares, and evaluates the prints to either support or to refute the conclusions of the original examiner. The examiner may also verify the suitability of the determination made in the analysis phase. The next is the reference page. Okay, so there's my discussion. I hope you all have a wonderful day.